This is our leaving camp video for departing Cumberland, Maryland. We've been here at the Fairfield Hotel for the last 2 nights, but we're ready to hit the trail.
So we are starting the C&O trail leaving Cumberland. Here we go. It's a pretty picture.
That's the end of the C&O Canal. Right there. We'll be following it the next 180 miles or so to Washington, D.C. We're starting off on the C&O towpath from Cumberland, Maryland. This is the Potomac River to the right of us here. The canal is over to the left somewhere. We just crossed it, but I don't know where it is right now. Obviously, the towpath would have needed to be right alongside the canal.
It looks like we're going through what was a lock. So we kind of dipped down where the canal was, so maybe the canal's still on the left. I'm not really sure.
At this point, at the beginning of our ride, we didn't understand the various structures that had been constructed on the canal. This is not a lock. This is what is called an aqueduct. The canal builders put aqueducts in every time the canal crossed a natural creek or river. They didn't want the water in the canal to mix with the creek. That would have caused problems with both the creek and the canal. So they actually built aqueducts which carried the canal and the boats over the creek as if on a bridge. So an aqueduct really is a bridge for the canal and the boats. Big turtle with all these little turtles in the lock.
I hope this stuff works.
Linda, I think she heard about this on YouTube or something. And so she put together a batch of this tick spray. We hope that it works. It smells good anyway, whether it works or not.
It has clove in it, apple cider vinegar, water, what else? There's something else. Oh, and eucalyptus oil.
Yeah, it actually smells pretty good. We're going to accept the invitation of the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization and go over and check out this historic Pollock Cemetery. That's why we were spraying the tick stuff on, because we got to walk through some grass, although the grass has been mowed, so hopefully it's short.
If it hadn't been mowed, I wouldn't go down there.
So this isn't necessarily an old cemetery. This individual passed away in 2013. Some of the stones look pretty new, others look fairly old. This one here is fairly old, and from the size of it, I'd say it's probably a child. Francis, Membrance, Virgil, Edward, children of somebody or other, 1886. We'll need to do some reading up on the Pollocks. They might have been kind of prominent. James Pollock and then Sally Pollock, according to this stone here. She was a spy for the Confederate Army during the Civil War. She was 14 in 1861 when she started carrying reports of Northern troop movements to Southern rebel leaders. In 1864, she was discovered and sentenced to confinement in prison until the end of the war. After 7 weeks, Secretary of War Staunton commuted her sentence on the condition that she stop carrying correspondence for the Confederacy. To the left here is the canal full of scummy algae water. I think I saw a turtle back there. The operators of the canal employed lock keepers to operate the locks as boats went up and down the canal. The keepers had to be available to operate the locks at any time, day or night. Houses were provided for the keepers and their families. Most of these lock houses still stand, and several have been renovated and are available for overnight accommodations. We had reserved lock house number 6, which is close to Washington, D.C., to spend 2 nights in towards the end of our ride. Here are the gates that they would close. They pulled on these long lever arms here to open and shut them. Nothing particularly fancy about the mechanism, no fancy hinges or anything, just a round pole over there with an iron collar around it that it rotated on. Here's what it looked like on this side. This is the site of a steam pump that they would use to regulate the water level in the canal. The Potomac is just over there. And so when the canal was running dry, they would pump water from the Potomac into the canal. The water would flow through this concrete flume into the canal. On the other hand, if the canal ever got too high, then the water would flow through the flume back out to the Potomac. So they used this to keep the water level at the right level in the canal. This is Lock 69. There goes a turtle plop. We have a snake on the trail. We've ridden past it. What kind of snake are you, snake? Whoa, that is a long snake. We're deviating from the trail to go down to this Dollar General store in Paw Paw, West Virginia. Talking to the camera. And we thought we were going to have to ride on the road, but there's a bike trail along here, at least this far. We'll see how much farther it goes. We did have to get onto the road in order to cross the bridge. We're crossing the Potomac River into West Virginia. Yep, welcome to Paw Paw. I did have more for dinner than just Cheetos. I had a salad. Now I'm having Cheetos.
We thought we were gonna have a sandwich, and so we got a little bag of chips. It was a treat with our sandwich, but then we didn't get a sandwich, we got salad. I am not eating my croutons. You ate your croutons and your Cheetos.
Yep. We are at the Paw Paw Tunnel Campground. It's a recreation.gov campground. And we rode into West Virginia across the Potomac River to go to the Dollar General to get this food, and then came back again, so we're back in Maryland. And tomorrow we go through the Paw Paw Tunnel, which is 3,000 feet long. It's actually a tunnel that was built for boats. So it was built to be flooded so that the canal boats could go through it. It saved, what did it say, 5 or 6 miles?
5 miles.
5 miles of canal
So 5
digging.
miles.
Of canal digging. And then of course was also saved the boats the transit time, because they go 3,000 feet instead of 5 miles.
Because it really curves through there, and they would have had to snake it through there. Instead, they just went through the mountain straight in a tunnel.
So we've been through tunnels before, but this one they recommend you walk your bike. Its floor is uneven, it's wet.
They say it's slippery.
Slippery, and the bike path, which was the former towpath, is right next to the water channel. And I guess there is some kind of a barrier or fence, but the guy said it wasn't very high. So we'll probably end up walking our bikes through there. So it'll be 3,000 feet through the dark, walking, pushing our bikes. So it'll be fun.
Probably
Looking forward to
chilly.
it. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be chilly. That's tomorrow morning.